What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Now, it's Saturday morning, I've just got up, it's pretty early. I was actually out last night, so I got a little bit of a hangover. But I'm going to video a really cool Discus aquarium in Bulldog. So it's about half an hour drive for me, so as usual, I'm going to go and get my lunch bits together. Maybe make a day of it. Go and see if there's any shops nearby which I can go and visit. But yeah, it's going to be a cool video. He's got a really cool Discus setup. I've never actually seen it in person. I've followed him on Instagram for quite a while now. He's called Discus Switch, so go check him out. I don't actually know the guy's name yet, but obviously I'll find that out when we get there. But yeah, stay tuned. It should be a really cool video. Right, I've just got to Marcs' Discus tank in Bulldog. Check out this. Absolutely beautiful. So how many Discus have you got in it there, Marc?
I think there's 12 in there. And then obviously there's the 2 in the other tank. Is there 12?
I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh. Yeah, I think there is 12. Yeah, I think there's another. Yeah, at the back, there's 12.
Yeah, he's always hiding that one. I don't. Discus, isn't it? Funny.
Yeah, always hiding about. You got the Valus. The Valus is massive, isn't it?
Valus has gone nuts.
Yeah, it has.
So what? Everyone says how'd you grow the Valus and what's your substrate, and that is just sand. But shove a root tub in.
Well, it makes a hell of a difference. Yeah.
I read that they're root feeders, and they really go mad. I find some tablets better than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, remember to change the tablets, and I think the lights help as well.
Yeah, you got a sort of Fluval plant, isn't it? Yeah.
In the olden days with the old tubey lights, I could never grow a plant. And I still can't grow some plants. There's only certain ones that will grow in the Java fern, won't have it. And is it Anubis?
Nubius, yeah, this stuff down here, yeah, I think it's a nana, yeah.
Yeah, that's been there for probably a year, it's done nothing. And then I was putting some fertiliser in once a week, but I've been reading about redox potentials.
Right, what's that then?
Starts getting complicated. I don't fully understand it, but it's something to do with how the water can oxidise any debris and like rotten stuff. I need to learn more, but I've got a little monitor in there which is checking out the pH, the temperature, the redox and the conductivity. If you put fertiliser in, your redox potential disappears. Right. Instantly almost. You can watch it do it. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it?
All these things you're adding in are just affecting those levels. But I need to learn more about that stuff. I only really just worked out pH and stuff. I've got the hang of that.
Well, the fish will tell you, won't they? You know, if there's something, especially with the Discus, won't they? If something goes wrong.
That's one of the big myths that annoyed me a bit, is like everyone's scared of a pH swing. Their pH was 4.9 on Tuesday night.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. And my water changed them out, went up to 6.5.
Wow, that's a massive difference.
2 minutes, they're absolutely fine.
They are, aren't they?
So I don't know what's true and what's not really. Got a few bubbles in there at the minute. Oh, that's kind of fun.
The tank looks absolutely awesome, mate. Is this a Lotus up here?
Yes, but it's right in the flow of that output, and I don't think it likes it.
Yeah.
That's been I don't know what, dormant for like a year. It's done nothing.
Yeah, it's a bulb, isn't it?
Yeah. And all of a sudden, it started putting little lily pads out again. But I don't want to move the bulb out the flow. No. But the pads are getting blown about all over the show.
Oh, it seems to be doing alright though, didn't they?
And that was the other thing I thought. People say they don't like flow.
What, the Discus?
Yeah, but look at that leaf flapping around. They're fine with it.
Yeah, we've done it well, as in like pointing the outlet sort of just to the side of the tank instead of like blowing it all the way across the tank, isn't it?
Outlets. One's off that top something, whatever we're going to call that. And
yeah.
The other filter comes out there. So they're both coming out the same way.
It's like a jungle, isn't it? It's lovely, isn't it?
There's what's that stuff? Is it duckweed?
Yeah.
That floaty little plant.
Yeah, or is it Salvinia?
Somehow that's got in there.
Yeah.
So every week I'm scraping them off the green carpet, but I've left it because they love it. I think having a ceiling. That's why they're always out. Yeah. Because I think they've got that top cover.
Well, they've got this side of the tank which is all covered, haven't they? And then they've got a bit more. Yeah, exactly. It's different for them, isn't it?
I think you see these two above the rock.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to get a bit friendly.
Right.
And they almost take. See, look, they'll shush him out of the way.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They start to take over the tank, and that's almost the biggest problem now, is the fighting. and getting that balance of how many fish, how many boys, how many girls, who's a pair. But there's not too much. They've never damaged each other. They're more likely damage themselves by getting scared of the TV or something.
Yeah, ram into something. Yeah. So how do you tell the difference between a male and female on a discus?
I'm not entirely sure until I've seen it lay an egg. But apparently there's a few ways. It's the length of those fins at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then the top fin, how much it's pointing out at the back. I think the males are pointy. So you see that checkerboard there in front of you?
This one, yeah?
He's got a big streamer off.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
And then you see that red...
this one?
No, the blue rimmed one. That's definitely a female. Over here. That blue rimmed red cover.
Right, yeah, I see.
That's a female because I've seen that one lay eggs before. And the other one next to it is pretty much sure that's a male.
Yeah.
And then the Royal Eruption, the blue with the red dots, is a girl.
This one here?
Yep, that's female. So apparently if you've got the fish level and you draw a 45-degree line between the tail and the back of the fin,
yeah,
if the fin pokes across the line, it's a male. But I don't know how that's true either, really. But until you've seen them, you know, doing what they're doing.
Yeah, of course. And, well, you know, like you say, you know if they're sort of hanging out together.
Yes.
It's got to be a male and male. Sorry,
although
a male and female,
I've
isn't it?
seen two lay eggs at the same time thinking they're making babies and they're both females.
Yeah.
So you just get a load of infertile eggs turn up.
And then nothing happens with them.
Nothing happens, they just go mouldy. But the two over there have got to wrigglers in here, which is why I've taken them out, but they haven't got any further. They're so dumb, they'll eat them as soon as they start swimming, they'll eat them.
Really?
Yeah. They'll get scared and run off and the rummy nosed tetras will eat them.
Yeah.
You won't ever get anywhere with them in a tank, I mean.
No, you need to put them in Marc's got another tank over there, we'll go and have a look in a minute. We got in there two in there, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a Royal Eruption there, it's really nice. I was almost tempted to put him back in here just so you could see him.
Yeah.
He's possibly the best fish.
No, we'll go have a look over there in a minute, mate, it's alright.
And he's grown so well. But then you can see the yellow, the APD, the yellow one.
This one here?
How he's gone red.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't he?
Yeah, he shouldn't be red though, that's the thing. So I've been doing the wrong food.
Right.
And I think that's another top tip, is nearly every food has got this, I can't remember the name of it, it's funny, acethanxin or something it's called.
Right.
Colour in. You look on the back of your food, I bet it's in it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, makes your white fish, yellow fish go red. The white one's going pink, if you notice.
Yeah, this one here.
And I'm told it don't go back, but I'm hoping it will.
So what are you going to do, change your food, are you?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go and try and make my own, I think.
Right.
I've bought some granules, but the ones I've bought have got this stuff in, although a lower level. And I think someone on Instagram told me there is one food that has no colour in it.
Right.
But then it's granules. Put granules in there, only 5 of them probably eat it. So it's a case of starving them a little bit, maybe to get them to switch to granules a bit more often.
Yeah, maybe for like 3 days starve them, see what happens.
Exactly, see if they have some. But I'm going to try and make my own beef heart, I think. You can get beef heart without the red stuff in.
Yeah. I never knew that. Yeah, I never knew that at all, mate. No, I've
it's
kept an eye on that.
It's my fault. I bought the beef heart with the colouring in, thinking, oh, that'll enhance the colours. But I don't really enhance it, and it's obviously enhanced the white one to make him a pink colour. Yeah. And it's enhanced the yellow one to go red.
He still looks pretty cool though.
He looks nice, but I've got a video of him and the yellow one when they were, and there's loads of Instagram pics as well when they were how they're supposed to be, and it does look much nicer.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought. Yeah, it doesn't matter if he goes a bit red, it'll look nice, but I think he doesn't go back completely to normal.
Yeah, when it actually happens and you've had him white, and then you go, oh man, like I want him back to how he was. Yeah.
He's odd, that white one. He won't. Doesn't seem to grow. And that's the thing, is how do you get them to grow? Like those yellow checkerboards are getting massive, and that Penang eruption over there's got massive, and the red, these two on this side. But there's a couple in there that just won't like get going. Yeah. He's huge at the back, this guy, isn't he? He's the biggest, I think, in there, yeah. I mean, he came almost that size, but he has done well. And his friend over here, they came together, the other yellow checkerboard. Yeah. He turned up with really weird red marks at the base of his fins. No idea what that was, and he was all pale, but he's turning into quite a good one now as well. He's paired up with that red melon. This one here, yeah. Yeah, they'll often lay eggs up in the top corner. They're just so majestic. They don't look real, do they? No, well, that's the thing. When I come in and see them every day, I think, oh, they're not that big. But
they
I've
are big.
got a little security camera if I'm ever out.
Yeah.
And I'll have a quick check what's going on, make sure the water's still in the tank, all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And you think, well, they do look quite big. But I don't know how much bigger they'll get. Well, they're probably...
Yeah, I think they've got a fair bit of growing. And Sandy Discus, his Discus, they're quite big.
Are they?
A little bit bigger than yours, yeah.
I love seeing the big ones like
yeah.
that. There's a guy on Instagram, I think he's called Jumbo Discus or something. I've only just found him.
Right.
Massive. They look like plates.
I'll have to check him out.
Dinner off.
I do love a Discus. Like I did keep him years ago. I will probably do it again one day.
I think, I don't know what it is. You just want to spend more, buy more stuff, don't you? No.
Trust me, mate. I've got the bug.
I don't
for everything like that.
You're never happy with how it's laid out. I was fiddling with plants last night.
Yeah.
I was moving the little branch about. I've never found a bit of wood that I think, yeah, that's what I want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah, but that's what's so fun about it.
I think maybe,
it's changing all the time, isn't it? You know.
I think so.
What else you got in there? I see you got some rummy nodes.
Yeah, I think there's about 10, 12 of those. There's a ton of, look at the cleaner parking in the bottom corner at the back here.
What's that, the corridors?
Yeah, they're always parked over there.
Oh yeah.
5, 6 of them. There's one neon Cardinal Tetra there.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Poor lad. I had 20. They ate all of them.
Really?
Yeah. But I think he's now got possibly to a size they can't, I don't know, they haven't caught him either, well, they've given up.
Yeah.
But
he's better off hanging out with them.
One in there and I think, should I buy him some mates? But they'll get eaten.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain. I've seen them chase them and they'll just nip them until they can't swim and then they'll...
I think I kept mine with Tetras years ago and I grew them all up together and even the smaller Discus were going for them.
Yeah, no, once they realise their dinner, they're like £2 snacks, aren't they? And they soon disappear. There's a ram in the corner, he did have a girlfriend, but I struggled with keeping them.
Really?
Until I got the RO water. Their gills would swell up, they're breathing really fast. I'm like, what's wrong? I think it's to do with the pH or I don't know, there's something. But he's much happier now, that one.
Yeah,
but
it's a lovely colour, isn't it?
On his own, so I think we'll get him a friend. I can't buy any more Discus.
No.
I've got to stop. And I think it's easier when you've got less in there as well.
Of course it is, yeah, well it's less maintenance, less food, isn't it?
I think that's probably the maximum and that actually looks quite busy at the moment. That looks busy enough for me anyway.
Yeah, it's a nice calming tank, isn't it? Yeah. There's nothing sort of aggressive going on really, is there?
No, well that's the thing, I hate that when you sit here watching them fighting and chasing each other around. We had one, what was that one? Oh, I think I've sold him now because he was such a pain in the rear. I moved him out to this tank, all went calm, and I thought he's quite nice. I put him back in, just fighting.
His second, yeah.
Ruined the whole balance of everything.
Yeah.
Horrible to watch. So he went back out and thought, right, you're going. And they're quite calm now. That white one and the yellow one will come and see you when you clean the water.
Yeah.
He gives him a tickle and all sorts. He's funny. He's like a pet dog.
Yeah, yeah.
He's brilliant. And
that's
the white one is always out in the middle. I'm just working out how to get him to grow. It's really tricky. And then I'm pretty sure, despite that water being pretty good, I would love to, it's probably a bad idea, just PP the whole tank, I'm sure there's a background level of bacteria that goes up and down.
Yeah.
If you look at the white one's fin, he's got a little white dot. That one, see that little white dot?
Yeah, I can see it, yeah.
There's just a few little bits and the water's clean, there's hardly any nitrates, there's no ammonia, there's no anything bad in there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a level of background bacteria, despite the UV running all the time, that there's sometimes these issues. But the red one's been looking a little bit like he's crashed into something lately. Sorry, no, the red cover on the corner.
Oh, right, this guy here, yeah.
Yeah, look at the front of his head. It's like he's crashed into something and it's gone a bit pale. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
It's difficult to know, and I'd love there to be a test for like how much bacteria have you got in your tank, or is there a parasite? But there's nothing you can do apart from watch them.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as they start to get stressed, it will probably start to get on top of them, but they can fight it off while they're happy, I guess.
Yeah, so as long as they're eating, then you're doing your water changes, mate, you know?
There's the odd flick of a fin, and you don't know whether that's because they're showing off or whether there's something annoying them.
And they're trying to scratch something off, yeah.
Constantly obsessive about what's in there. That
I know what you mean. I've got a blue Acara, and he goes to the bottom of the tank sometimes, he scratches, and I think, what? Has he got parasites out? And I'm thinking, I'm doing all the right things.
That's one thing I've noticed, is when they're brushing off stuff, you know, like they'll brush off the rock or the weed.
Yeah.
If you deworm them, next day that stops.
Really?
No, I've no proof of that's working, but that's what I've just observed. That stops that happening. Because I used to hate that. For why they keep rubbing on the gravel and like brushing off the rock, and put that in, next day it's all stops.
Wow, yeah.
And every few months they'll start up again. So like something's annoying them because you can't see all the water.
No, they can't tell you, can they?
Half the water all looks exactly the same, doesn't it? But they'll die in one cup and they'll love it in the other. Of
course.
And you don't know.
I put on my pellet food, I put this garlic stuff on it.
Oh, do you?
Garlic. They do one. Seachem do one called garlic guard, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But Quantum do one as well. The one I've got at the moment.
Is it garlic guard or something?
Yes, something like that. It's basically got garlic in it, and obviously if we eat garlic,
it's an antibiotic.
Yeah, so
antiseptic.
That's it. It kicks out parasites and stuff like that, you know. And I swear by it.
Food because it smells like pastrami.
It's
quite nice.
Yeah.
I want to try it.
No, don't try it.
I've got some air bubbles coming across. That's annoying me now because I've fiddled with that corner. They're hitting that exit.
That's right. They're probably doing some good, mate. Nice bit of oxygen going in the middle, isn't it? I've got air going all over my tank there, bubbles, mate, my tanks.
That's when you need to read about your redox potentials.
Yeah.
It gets all a bit too clever for my brain.
Yeah.
But there's something in that, definitely.
Yeah?
The higher the level of that, the better that looks.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into it as well. I'm obviously still learning myself, mate, you know.
I'm learning every day, yeah. I'm no expert, I'm just going on what I've found out. I'm probably mucking stuff up. See, look, him twitching his little fin there.
Yeah, I see that, yeah. But I think he's scaring this one guy off.
I think there's a bit of that, but I'm like, is something irritating you? Because if there is, I don't know what it is. But he's never been that happy, that one. Sometimes he's out, sometimes he's in the corner, and it's like they're low down the pecking order, so they're shy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these ones in the middle, they're the top of the order, and they don't give monkeys who's doing what. I think there's a bit of that. I'd love to know. I don't know how you find out about that stuff, but that's what I reckon. I
think you're right, because obviously these guys are a bit brighter than him over there, and he's sort of blending in.
Dark, yeah, if he wants to hide away.
Yeah, he's blending in. I've got that noise in my tank. I've got 3 of them, and one of them goes and does the same thing, and he goes dark in the corner.
Yeah.
The other 2 are really bright.
It's so frustrating because you'll put the food in as well.
Yeah.
You're trying to balance out who gets the food. There's another way. Don't shove all the food in at once in the same place.
No.
Because you can watch them think, oh, I want some of that, and they won't go and get it. And
no. Yeah, they're lazy buggers, aren't they? Yeah.
And they don't eat. So put some here, put some there.
Yeah.
Put that bit in first. All the greedy ones will go to that. When they're over there, put one over here, and the shy ones get a go. And I think that's why some have grown better than others as well.
Yeah, they're all different, aren't they? Like I say, they've got personality, haven't they? You know, some are going to be hungry than others, aren't they? You know?
So I used to have Marines. And I just found that too difficult.
Yeah, I did as well.
The colours in there, I think I'll get it on for
100%. Look at him.
I think Marines are more active, maybe, but then these are quite nice to watch just because they are so slow.
Yeah, they're such majestic fish, aren't they? This is beautiful. This one.
Yeah, he's nice that one, but he just won't grow.
Just got to give him some time.
Yeah,
it'll take a while, don't they?
Per cart. But he's one of the originals actually. From that original bunch that I got.
So how long's this been set up, this tank then?
I think it was June that the Discus turned up. So what's that? A year and 18 months, nearly 2 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe when the first Discus went in. And then it was set up before that with just the wood with the cardinal tetras in it and the corridoras, and I think there was a couple of rounds back then as well. But back then it only had one filter. It was a small filter as well, because that's the other thing, is I would recommend getting the biggest filters you can find or fit in your house.
That's why you can't beat the sump. You can't beat it.
Well, that's the thing, I didn't know about the sump. I didn't know if the sump would be loud.
Yeah, I didn't either. I made a mistake there with my one.
But I kind of wish now I'd got a sump, although those filters I can't recommend enough. I'm not
let's have a look. What size tank is this as well? Like
that's 60 inches by 30 high, and then it's 18 deep.
Yeah.
So I think it's 500 litres.
Let's have a look on the side as well.
Have a look around the side. I'll open the doors up.
Yeah, it's a nice size tank. I like how high it is.
I'd definitely get a deep tank again.
Yeah.
I would go even deeper, but my arms aren't long enough to get wet armpits every time you do something.
Oh, you've got the Eheims in here. They're big, aren't they?
They've got wheels on them.
Yeah, I've never seen these ones.
No, what's that? A 1200XL, is it? A 2180, I think they call it.
They're huge filters, aren't they?
But the trouble is, they've got 2 intakes on each one, so that's 4 pipes going in and only 1 coming out. I don't know why they've done that. So when you've got 2, you've got 4 intakes and 2 outputs, and it's a bit difficult to fit all that in the tank. That's the good thing about your sump as well, is you get all that stuff out of your tank.
Yeah, that's right. No heaters and stuff.
Yeah,
I know.
the heater's stuck up the top.
Yeah.
And the heater blew up the other day. That's why that one's on all the time. It's just about keeping up with keeping that warming up.
What is that? An Eheim heater as well, isn't it?
Well, I had the is it a Shengo titanium thing?
Right.
650 watts, which is perfect in there.
Yeah.
Easily kept that happy. What was it? Last Friday morning, beeper's going off.
Oh no.
No heat. So I've sent it all the way back. They're saying it's fine. Just wait for it to come back here. Well, I guess it won't work.
No. Well, yeah, you've got to have a spare one in case, haven't you? I've got spare ones.
Spare one, and I think I wouldn't go for one big heater again. I'd get 2 little ones.
Yeah.
Because I've had 2 heaters blow up now. That one packed in, and the heater in the other tank stayed on because it was such a big heater. It boiled the tank in about 2 minutes. So that's another tip I reckon, is work out what you need and halve it and get 2. Have one at each end.
Yeah, then it balances it a bit better, doesn't it? You know.
I think so as well, because obviously you've got 650 watts in one corner.
Yeah.
You need to spread it out a bit.
So I see you've got. So obviously you've got the big canisters. You've got a UV here, haven't you?
Yeah.
So what is that? Is that a?
Vectron, is it 600 or something? Apparently it can take the flow of that filter.
Right.
And I've read loads of UV filters, but I don't know if that makes any difference at all. No idea, but I have it on all the time. And we haven't had any lurgies in there.
No.
I don't think. All we'll get is that official stop eating.
Yeah.
We haven't had any of the typical Discus problems with the white stuff coming out, you know what I mean? All that. None of that's happened. You get the odd one that goes off his food for a bit. That one on the right's new, and I don't think he's eaten much yet.
This guy here?
Yeah.
You've got to give him a chance, certainly. No. They are quite a finicky fish, aren't
the
they?
other thing you've got to watch is the size of the eyes on them. He's got quite big eyes, which is worrying me, but he's new, so we'll give him a chance. They say if it's got a big eye, compared to the body size, it's getting on for being stunted.
Right.
And it won't grow. Which seems to make sense to me. Also, if you've got the eye's not a circle, apparently your fish is dodgy because it's manky genetics or whatever.
Really? Yeah, because they've been eating
get a little clip out. They called it a clipped eye or something. So watch out for that. And then if you look at his eye as well, there's a little bit of red in the bottom.
Yeah, see that tiny bit, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? He just doesn't look. Or maybe he'll perk up. We'll give him a chance. I bought him because he just looked nice.
Yeah, he's a lovely fish, mate.
But I'm like, when he gets bigger, he'll be lovely. But it's like when he gets bigger, I don't know.
Yeah, it's good.
All you can do is say, well, we'll give him a chance.
Yeah, definitely. So this here, this is for your pH and that, isn't it?
That there has changed my world on fish.
Really?
You can monitor pH, you can monitor the temperature, you can monitor conductivity. You can automate pretty much anything. So you can press a button on the phone and it will pause the heaters for a feeding break, stuff like that. The list of stuff that can do is out of this world.
Yeah, it looks like a serious bit of kit, doesn't it?
Literally only just got it a week or ago. They sent one to me, very nice of them, to test out. And I think I connected on the last probe yesterday for the conductance. But that's what's made me start reading about redox potential.
Yeah.
And that's what made me see the pH swing from 4.8 to 6 point something in space of water.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's because the KH was 0 in the tank nearly. I don't understand that either.
I don't understand how he didn't lose any fish.
Well, neither do I, because I was watching this graph going down thinking, well, is there something wrong with that sensor then? And I kept putting the sensor back in the calibration fluid and it was coming out bang on 7. I thought, I can't be 4, it's like acid nearly.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to the guy that does the resins, Carl.
Countryside, yeah, he just sent me a load of resin. Yeah, lovely.
He knows so much stuff, he needs to write a book.
Yeah.
But he was trying to explain the KH and the pH and all this stuff, and he said it's not the pH that kills the fish. The pH kills the bacteria in your filters, and then of course you get ammonia because your cycle crashes.
Yeah, because the bacteria dies, yeah.
And then he's explaining about how in the Amazon when it rains, the clean water comes in, the pH changes up and down, all this stuff, and they don't care. So he's got a lot of knowledge that I think is quite good from where they come from.
Well, that's what you're trying to replicate at the end of the day, really.
And that, it controls those 6 sockets at the back from your phone or wherever you are as well, and it'll text you if pH drops or goes up or down or whatever.
Yeah, so you've always got like a peace of mind, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. I only had that on the temperature before, but I mean I've got all the test kits.
Yeah.
I don't test them.
No,
It's like I must test all this. I can't be bothered. But that you just get a readout on your phone now.
Yeah, it's quality, isn't it?
Which you know exactly where you are. And having got that, it seems to suggest some of the water in there isn't as it should be as well. So I've got a few things to sort out.
I haven't tested my water in my tanks for a year and a half.
Well, that's the thing, because you've got the fish fine. But I think if I'd have left them any longer, that went from 5.5 to 4.9 overnight, because there was no KH in the tank.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're lucky you did, really.
Yeah.
So that's saved it, that box, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's on 7 now, so it's climbing up slightly. But you get all that info.
So clever, isn't it?
And then I can control all that stuff from here as well.
Yeah.
So you can turn the filters off. If I press the feed pause, it'll stop the filters while you feed them. It's just like it's solved the testing problem.
Yeah, it's like the future, isn't it?
But that's the thing, we all test for ammonia and nitrates and nitrite. They're not really the most important things, I think.
But that's what you get told when you go out and you first get into it, didn't you? I know.
But that's the main reason to go to the RO as well, I think.
Yeah.
Was because of the state of the tap water. The tap water's awful.
Oh, it's rubbish, isn't it?
I know. So I'm sure you can keep them in tap water, but I wouldn't want to try.
No, definitely not.
Not now that they're getting a bit expensive, and you know.
So you got, is that reactor you got down there?
No, it was just one of them booster canisters. So I used to put the C3 nitrate removals in there.
Yeah.
Because it was easier to switch it out, but you can only get 2 bags in there.
Right, yeah.
That's what made me think of.
Yeah, let's have a look at this.
Trying out that top thing.
So Marc's built this up here. It's basically like a over the top sump. So you've got a K1 in there, haven't you?
Yeah, I just thought I'd try that because I've seen it lots.
Yeah.
Seems to work. It's getting slightly bit of brown, but that's been in there for months. So there's not really an algae problem going on.
No, it's moving loads. It's fine,
Even though I've got the light above it. But the plants are loving life now. So we're going to get more plants and maybe reduce each side. But I'm going to make a version 3 out of something a bit more sturdy because I thought that would do the job. But that's, I don't know if I fully trust it still.
Yeah.
But I've got a few ideas to how I can make it overflow proof and all this stuff. So even if it clogged up, it wouldn't overflow.
Well, another guy I went to see, he kept this in his sump, but it wasn't moving, and he was doing fine with it.
Really?
He was just sat in the bottom of the sump. Yeah, the bloke with this stingray and the arrow on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he kept it, and it was just sitting in the bottom, and it was doing absolutely fine.
There's a load of stuff on that, isn't there, about what
like that should be moving and stuff.
Yeah,
and I know.
It's what works for you, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
But like they say, 30 ppi sponge is the best filter media. It's the cheapest as well. Well, what do they call it? Pot scrubbers they put in there.
I buy all the pond stuff, I do. Yeah. All the big pond stuff, big bags.
I wondered about
filterful.
Why we don't shove a massive pond filter on your fish tank.
Yeah.
Because there's an enormous pond filter out there, like a dustbin thing.
Yeah.
I thought, I can't plumb it into this, it'd be perfect.
And then you've got one massive filter running all the time, haven't you?
So they're half the price of these things.
Yeah, I know. They're bloody expensive, aren't they? I know. So what's this up here? What's the plant is?
That's porthos, I think they call that. There's a peace lily and there's a monstera. And I think there's all sorts of herbs you can put in there and sweet potatoes and stuff. So
that's cool, isn't it?
We might expand out, but they've done really well. I can't grow house plants, but they've been in there for months.
We've never got to water them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or feed them.
Yeah.
They're getting fed by the fish, aren't they?
And I think now I don't even need all that resin anymore. It does such a great job though. If you've got Mankey tap water, get that.
Just fine tunes it, yeah. So what are these? C3s are they?
That's 3 bags of C3, and there's one of these breeder resins in there, which I think is supposed to help keep the pH down, but there's really not enough of that. That's just sort of put in there.
Yeah.
And then of course if you want to recharge that, just lift it out, put it back in. It's so much easier. But the thing I find funny, that water's gone through that massive filter, it's gone through that filter, it still makes that floss brown after a week.
Yeah.
So,
but the filter floss just fine tunes everything, doesn't it?
But there's filter floss in
there.
I know.
And it's going through these sponge pads as well.
But look how dirty those sponge pads are, and that's filtered water. I've cleaned that floss, that was brown yesterday. So it just goes to show that you can't filter your water enough.
No. No, if you want it fine tuned, yeah, you've got to run it through a few different types of thing. 100%.
Really have. I mean, if you think what they're doing in that water all day for weeks on end, it's pretty gross.
Oh, it is, yeah.
So.
Yeah, you don't want anything to come out of it. You want it to stay in there, don't you? And then you want to lock it in and then clean it out.
And it's like that. It always had nice clear water. When was it? About a month ago, it started to look as good as it used to. I don't clean those filters very often, but the stuff that comes out of that, like brown,
I can't believe how big they are.
soupy water.
They're near enough on the same size as an FX6.
Yeah. Well, it's got wheels on the bottom, so you can wheel it out.
Yeah, they're quality.
Good. I can't.
I've never kept a Eheim canister. I've kept the internal ones.
Yeah.
But I might have to look into it because
have a look.
I do like these.
They do a bigger one than that.
Do they?
I can't think what that one's called. But I don't even think it would fit in that cupboard.
No.
But it's like a dust. That is like a dustbin.
It is a huge thing, isn't it? Is it easy to clean? Well, it's easy to get it out of the wheels.
Yeah, you just pick the top off, wheel it out, and then it's the standard big old baskets. One's full of foam, and one's full of the standard Eheim stuff. I've got that Fluval new one in the bottom of that one though, just to see what it does. But
yeah, the Bio FX, what they call it,
yeah, it's a new one out in there, it's quite good. And I think you are supposed to change it every so often, but they reckon you're supposed to change it every 6 months, which seems a bit much to me.
Yeah.
I know they're after.
No.
And then I think there's a new UV out, isn't there? It's meant to be better.
What, Fluval one is it?
No, it's the TMC stuff. But yes, as I say, I still don't know about that UV. I'm tempted because this will do graphs of all your parameters. The
GH, yeah, GHL was it?
Yeah, Profilux 4 that is. I'm just getting used to it though, so I don't know if I've got it set up to do the graph sheet. I'm still reading up, but watching the graph of the pH was quite scary. And I think there was a graph. There's the temperature graph that was all over the show because the heater's packed up, and I've got these two in there. Actually, I've taken one out.
Yeah, that's so quality had told you that because you could have not known.
Well,
you don't really look at the heater, do you? You think, oh, it's on, didn't you? I know.
Well, I used to have the little other DD. No, what's the other controller? The little black one, just does the temperature. That was beeping at me. I thought, what's going on there? And no heat because the titanium heater's got no light on, so it's on or off either.
Yeah,
so I don't know what it's doing. And it was just cold.
Yeah, you're very lucky, man. You could have lost this whole lot.
So, well, I think the pH would have done them in after another 2 days because it was getting down to 4.5.
Obviously, your house keeps it about 21 probably.
I don't think cutting down is bad. It's when it gets stuck on.
Yeah.
Which is why having 2 little heaters is better than having 1 massive one. So I might change that, but then I've got to have 2 heaters in the back, and it don't look good, does it?
I've forgot to turn my heaters on my tank once. Done a water change.
Yeah.
Come home, forgot all about it the day after from work, and I was like, why are they still like they're not on? What's going on? And obviously the house heated it, the tank. I turned the heaters on, the Fluval ones, and they went up to 22 degrees. So the fish were doing fine.
Really?
So honestly, it's good having a heat, especially with the Discus and stuff. But sometimes with some fish, you don't need it.
Well, yeah, probably don't actually do you in the modern house with the heating on.
No.
I mean, that's supposed to be on what 28 to 30. I don't know what it's on now. It'll flash up.
28.6, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that heater's struggling to keep up. I need the new one, the other one to come back.
So what is this one up here then?
That's just the 250 watts. That's why it's on all the time.
Yeah.
And I've got another one which I sometimes put in there overnight because I'm scared if that packs up. But like you say, I don't think it's the worry of the temperature coming down.
No.
It's the worry of the temperature going up.
Yeah.
So I lost 6 in that other tank.
Yeah, should we go and have a look? Let's have a look at
the other tank. Yeah.
So he's got another little tank over here, which is a bit of a breeding project, isn't it?
We're trying. It's the hospital tank as well, that's the thing. And if you've got your Discus, I would have another tank running all the time.
Yeah.
Because if anything goes wrong in there, it just comes in here. If you buy anything new, it goes in there.
Yeah.
There's not much, we're not doing much of those. There's no lights on or anything, but that's probably our nicest fish in there, that Penang eruption.
Yeah, I can see him. Even without a light on, you can see
yeah, with
stunning
the
fish.
On, you can't see much, can you? And that tank is in the worst possible place for breeding. That's why there's paper stuck around it.
Yeah, what for the light?
We're walking past all the time. I work from home right next door. But they've got to wrigglers in the other tank, and they lay eggs in there every week. I think they've done 3 lots so far. Every time they've eaten the eggs.
Really?
Everyone's just like, we'll leave them to it, and they'll work it out.
Yeah, because the babies eat the slime coat of them, don't they?
Yeah.
To get them going, don't they?
I'd like to see it. I mean, I don't even know why I'm trying. I don't need more fish.
No, it's wicked, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit of fun, isn't it?
Well, they're obviously happy if they're doing that in there. But,
yeah.
Yeah, that was cleaned out 2 days ago, but they're messy so. And then there's a canister running on there now, but I'm going to switch into that foamy one once that's been in there for a little bit.
What, the sponge pad, yeah?
Yeah, I'll just leave that in there and take the canister off, because I think if they did actually get babies, they'd be straight off that.
Yeah, they'd be gone, mate, yeah, you wouldn't know, would you?
Yeah, so it's probably a good job we haven't got very far yet. But I'll leave him there, but it's just a shame, he's like my favourite and he's hidden away in the dark in there.
Yeah. Did you say you had another one? Was I mistaken?
There's a koi out in the back garden, but it's little.
Right,
but the koi are getting big.
We'll come back at some point and do a video on that.
Yeah,
if you don't mind. That's absolutely stunning, mate. You should be proud of it.
Keeps you busy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I bet you don't have the telly on, do you?
Well, we do, but yeah. It's probably better watching this than watching the telly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rummy noses are great, just how they stick together.
And they're good as well because they clear up after the discus, don't they?
Oh, well, yeah, that's the other thing. They'll capture filters. There's some proper fat rummy noses. I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
I see them. Yeah,
I'm
look.
thinking someone said that they need to have babies. But
yeah, they do look pregnant.
I don't quite know how you get them to do that in there. It's funny, in the morning they'll all be chasing each other around in these weeds up the top, but I've never seen anything happen.
No. Yeah, there's something definitely going on this one,
yeah,
and
there's
that one.
2 massive ones in there. They're going to pop.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. If anyone knows.
Yeah, let us know.
Because we don't know. And then yeah, we promised to get the ram a girlfriend because he's lonely. Poor bloke. He's very nice.
Oh, it's a lovely colour, isn't he? That's lovely, mate. Thanks for having me round.
No, it's nice to see you.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah. So I'm just finishing off editing Marc's video when I went round to visit the Discus tank on Saturday, but it's Monday today. I completely forgot to film when I got home because I was really hungover that day. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. As always, like and subscribe my channel. Ding that notification bell. And if you've got a tank out there and you want it featured on my channel, drop me a message on Instagram or YouTube, or send me a email at mixfishuk@hotmail.com. Keep it real, everyone.